Hey everyone, Spencer Kaufman here with the Honest Reviews YouTube channel. Today we are reviewing a teleprompter by Leeventi, and it is an interesting product. So check out the unboxing video to see how it came. You can see that on the Honest Reviews YouTube channel right up here in a card. Watch how it was packaged. It was packaged very well. Came in a small packet. It had to be assembled. The assembly was a little bit difficult and the instructions were a little convoluted, but we figured it out. If you need some help and you want to watch some step-by-step instructions, you can do that on How To video channel, how to set up and assemble this teleprompter. It'll be in a card up here. Go to How To video channel, check it out. If you want to become a member of the channel, subscribe, like it, contribute financially to keep them going. That would be awesome and very supportive. In addition, right now we've got the review, so let's dive in. First of all, this is the product. It's fully assembled. You're like, what is this? Some kind of photo box? Definitely looks like it. To me, this is just a piece of fabric, kind of rinky-dink. It's held on with a couple of little clips from like an office supply store. So I feel like this could have been a lot better, especially when this product is about $75. It looks like you could make this out of a couple of cereal boxes. Now, you couldn't, obviously, because this glass and these plates are much different, but for a better product and professional quality, I think that they should have this be like a slip cover. It should be fitted and it should slide right over this. Now, I understand that they left this back open so that you can flip this up, because this is where your camera goes. And so you'd mount your phone or your camera in right there. They have several different holes to be able to mount your camera. And that's very handy because when you have this teleprompter, you want to be recording your video. And so what you would do is, if you look right there, that's where your camera would be. You'd put your iPad down here, and the teleprompting stuff would be reflected. You can see my finger in the reflection on this screen, and you would stand like right here where you are and read this, and it would be recording you talking. So it works, and I understand that's why they left this open and flappable, but I would prefer this to be somewhat more of a fitted, or maybe even just the sides, and then the back could be flappable, but this office clips kind of took the level down for me. It takes away from the elegance of the device. Now, the next thing I want to mention, this is the negative, is that they gave you these stickers, and if you see in the how-to video, we tried to use them, but the stickers are so powerful they just peeled the paper right off the sticky pad. Now, I don't know if that's because someone was squeezing them really hard or something like that, and so then they're just way too stuck, but like to peel them up, it literally peels that off. Now, obviously some of them would have worked, and that's fine, but we decided not to use them because it said to put the stickers over the pins. Well, these pins are right here. They're not coming out. Like, they're stuck in there, and putting a sticker on the top of that, I don't understand the point, because we'll just take this one. The sticker is literally like the same size as the head, so it's not like it would have held it in any better, because the sticker is not bigger than that to hold it in. Now, if this was like a little bit bigger, 1/16 of an inch bigger, so it went around that whole thing and held it in, then I'd be like, okay, yes, the sticker would work great. So I could see the point then, but because this is about the same size as that head, it's not going to matter. So we didn't even use those stickers. Moving forward, the remote control is nice. You got to plug it in and charge it. They do not provide a cable, so if you do not have this, it's not a standard lightning or phone cable. It's like the old camera type cable, which if you have like an older Motorola phone or some DSLR cameras, you might already have that cable. Chances are you've got it in a box somewhere and you just haven't used it in years, so look for it. But if you need one, you can buy them. They're pretty cheap. Remote control works well, a lot of functions. You connect it via Bluetooth to your recording device, your phone, so if that's available on your device, most phones it is, you have all these features. It gives you a couple of tutorials. You can set it up on iOS with Bluetooth. Then you got some different languages there. And then they also have instructions right here on how to set up your remote control. Then there's a foot pedal. Now this is kind of neat. It's clever. You can just have this with your remote control sitting in here. Doesn't really fit very well, so that's you know, it's like it can go in there and it's okay, but then you push on it and it pushes the button to record. So it's pushing this down, and it's kind of nice, you know, you can keep that on the floor when you're ready to record, hit the button. Me, I always used to just put it in my pocket or something, or behind me, hit the button and just leave it in my pocket, and then hopefully you don't hit that button when you're recording. But the foot pedal is a nice feature. I really like that, very clever. Now let's talk about the plates. So these are slick. They had some nice protective films on there. They told you to remove them. There's one on the bottom and one on the top. Personally, I would have only removed this one, and I probably would not have removed this one, just to keep it nice, and then if you ever needed to flip this over, you could peel it off then. Same with this back one. I probably wouldn't have removed that, but although this, you'd have to remove both of them because you want it to be a black box. So I guess removing them all was a good idea. They were kind of hard to get off. I personally think a great improvement to the product would be to have like a little tab or have some overlap so you could easily grab onto it and peel it off. They peel off hard, but at least if there was a tab, you could get it started. Without fingernails, it was kind of difficult. You can check that out again in the tutorial video or the how-to video channel. Otherwise, these pins worked well. This, at first, I was kind of like, well, what in the world? How is it going to work? Because the angle is so steep. But if you're looking directly at that little hole right here where your camera would be, kind of about right here, your camera would probably be over here because this would be on your phone mount. Your phone would go in here, and so the camera would be here, and you'd be looking right through here. And so if you're staring straight at it, you can read this, but I would really prefer this to be a little bit more vertical, not so steep of an angle, so it'd be easier to read. But maybe that wouldn't be possible to get the proper reflection from your device. The other thing I noticed is that when you have a device down here, the best thing is an iPad that is about this size, like 9 or 11 inches, you know, something like that. Not a little mini. A phone is definitely kind of small. It only lights up part of your screen, and so it's harder to read. Get a bigger device. That could be a downfall if you need to buy another device. And then, of course, if you are like me and you record with your phone, then you would need a second device to put here and then your phone there to record while you're reading all of the promptings. But overall, it did work. I think it could have been a little straighter. And this, I don't know why this sticks up so much out of here. You can't quite see it, but there, now you can see the edge. It's like about 1.5 inches above, and it's slid down all the way. It's at the bottom down here. So I don't get that, why that couldn't have been the same size. Again, that kind of cheapens the product to me when stuff doesn't seem to fit well, but maybe that would be like here, this overlaps by that amount. So if you had a bigger device that went that big, then you'd be able to see it up here on this part that overlaps. So there's a theory there, and it works. But in my mind, then custom this and make this 1.5 inches longer. That way it accommodates smaller and larger devices. You could put a smaller device, and you can see here it's got this curve. Well, just make that bigger, and if you got a smaller one, it sits in there, and if you got the bigger one, it sits in there. No problem. You know, don't do stuff like that, because it definitely cheapens the product. Now we'll go over these instructions and then we'll wrap this video up, because you saw that the instructions, multiple languages. The only really complaint that I have, they're very simple, good diagrams, everything like that. The only complaint that I have is these pictures are not helpful at all. They do not really match what this is. Look at this. This plate is angled on the end. This screen here is only a half, or this piece of glass is a half. Neither of these are angled. This number one is that piece of glass, this plexiglass. They're all full size. Neither of these are angled, they're rounded. So these pictures don't match. To me, that's a big problem. I really feel like if you have instructions, you went to all this work to lay it out in multiple languages. They're very, very easy to follow. Get some proper pictures that match the instructions. I would even go so far as to have another column with a picture here, and each one you'd have a picture for each step going through. That way if someone couldn't read, they could still put them together. They've got pictures on the back. These don't really help at all. I was at a stumbling point and tried to figure that out with the pictures. Nope, not very helpful. Does help with this camera though. You can see where they have the camera mounted. So this picture was beneficial, and with a heavy camera they've got a second tripod. They don't include a tripod for you, so if you need that you got to buy one. Conveniently they will sell one to you. In addition, they've got all kinds of other slips, instructions on the foot pedal that you can read at your leisure before bed. They've got Shop Now for your foot pedal, which they already included, so including an ad to go buy a foot pedal I really don't think is worthwhile. And then they've got a support with some free item, which is a reflective glass for free if you provide a review on Amazon. Well, guess what? They already included this reflective glass right here, unless this isn't reflective and then it doesn't work, but I tested it, it works, it is reflective. So maybe there's some more reflective glass, because one thing I noticed is when you use this, you need to have your brightness all the way up in order to see. So maybe there's a better reflective glass they'll provide you. But curious about that. Says send them a rating, send them the code and a screenshot of the rating, and you'll get reflective glass for free. So to me that could be a little confusing, including the glass and the foot pedal ads in here, because you can see we've already got a foot pedal, we've got some glass, so I don't know why they'd throw that in just to add confusion. Little card on how to do the remote control, which again not needed because you got this and you have this that talks about the foot pedal. So overall, what do I think of the product? Overall, the product works, so really that's the bottom line. It's just whether or not you want to have to go buy another tripod and then you want to put your camera in there and another device down here in order to read your teleprompter. To me, it seems like you need a lot of extra equipment to accomplish something that you could probably do by getting an iPad mount and then just having it scroll on the screen for you next to your camera, but then again you're going to need extra products. So if you need a teleprompter, this could be very handy for you, because your camera is literally in the box recording you while you're reading, and it's ironically and strangely the camera doesn't record any of the words that are reflecting on this screen. So that's pretty cool. I think it's great ingenuity, but I think there's room for improvement. Extending this, extending that, figuring out how not to use these office clips, have this like fitted and slide on or something, or even make this a solid piece so that you don't need this fabric and all you need is a piece of fabric over the back, something like that. Put a hinge in another one of these maybe on the back so it's an actual box. You know, I don't like how this part sticks out like that. To me it's kind of weeble wobble. So make that longer and have it hold. That way no matter where you put your camera, you're not worried about this piece of plastic, you know, tipping over. Just make that a little bit bigger, make this a little bit bigger, make that a little bit bigger. We're talking a new plastic injection mold. I mean, not that expensive to recast that part. So also figure this out. I mean, these are stickers. You could probably get the ones that go on the bottom of your furniture if you needed, but again, I don't think you need them. So a few things that could be improved, but the bottom line is the product works. Will I use it? No, because I use my phone to record anyway, and I'm not going to get another device and another tripod and have to have two tripods or devices in order to continue on with a teleprompter. And a lot of the stuff I do, I don't need a teleprompter anyway. So if you're in the market for a teleprompter and you have questions about this, feel free to comment below and I'll do my best to help answer you. Otherwise, contact the support. Fortunately, because I've got this product, you can get their support email right here, support@leeventi.com, so check that out. You can also go on Amazon, contact them there, and they should be able to help you with any questions that you have. So I hope that you enjoyed this video, that it provided some value for you and some insight into this product. It is an honest review video, so we're not sugarcoating anything. You got the facts, exactly how they are, and exactly my opinion on the product. So you might have a different opinion. Some people watching this, you might love this product. That's great. I encourage you to comment below and share any advice or experience that you may have. Also hit that like button, hit the subscribe button, and hit the bell icon to stay tuned to future videos. Thank you.